Next, we're going to have Ken Armstrong present. He's the president and CEO with North Arrow Minerals.
Great. Well, thanks very much. It's good to be back at the TakeStock conference and the opportunity to provide an update on North Arrow and the diamond exploration work that we've been undertaking in Canada. We're a diamond-focused junior explorer. We're based in Vancouver. We're listed on the TSX Venture Exchange. Just get some of the stats out of the way first. We're about 93 million shares outstanding, and our cash position right now, after we pay a few more bills from the summer program, are probably around $1.1 million or so. Key to the work we've been doing and our ability to finance over the last 6 years or so has been sponsorship from some really important shareholders who have been very loyal to us, management and directors, but also the Lundin Family Trust, Zebra, Electrum Strategic Opportunities Fund out of New York, and Ross Beatty as well. So I'm not going to go through the background of everybody involved in the company. Please come up and chat to Nick or I at our booth. But the main takeaway, I think, with our group is that we have a lot of experience and successful experience in finding diamond deposits, evaluating them, and funding their construction, both in North America and in Africa. And just a little introductory slide here to try and highlight that. This map, all these diamonds are all of the known kimberlite fields in North America up till about 2012. We picked that date because North Arrow started its focus on diamonds in 2013. And since that time, there's been 6 new kimberlite fields found in Canada. 4 of those were found by diamond mining companies. One was found by Rio, another by De Beers, 2 by Stornoway Diamonds, and then the other 2 were found by North Arrow, Piku in Saskatchewan, our Mel project in Nunavut. We announced that discovery here last year. We're the only junior company to have made discoveries over this period of time. So it's a key thing just to keep in mind in terms of the diamond space, and if you're interested in it, we're the company that's been doing the work and having success. Our projects are found throughout Canada, a real focus in the north. Our 2 main projects up in Nunavut, we'll talk about in a bit more detail, Naujaat and Mel. We also have a couple of projects in the Lac de Gras area. One is a joint venture with Dominion Diamonds. Dominion's head office is now here in Calgary. And Dominion is just finishing up a $4 million exploration program at Lac de Gras on our LDG joint venture. And they're looking to do some more drilling next year on that joint venture that'll be starting in the spring. Our Loki project, which is right beside that joint venture with Dominion, this spring we announced the discovery of a kimberlite there. It was the first kimberlite discovery announced in the Lac de Gras area in the last 5 years. So again, as a company, we're finding kimberlites in known jurisdictions like at Lac de Gras, and also totally new discoveries like Melon and Piku. Always looking at other greenfields, exploration opportunities. We also have a legacy gold project up in Nunavut as well. But I'm going to focus on just 2 projects for this short presentation. Mel, I mentioned it was a discovery that we made this time last year. It's up on the Melville Peninsula. We discovered the ML8 kimberlite by prospecting last summer. We just completed a drill program, the first ever drill program on the project. Confirmed the ML8 discovery. We also made another discovery we call ML345. We have rock samples in the lab with some initial diamond results due here sort of imminently. Another really important aspect to the program this summer was additional till sampling. So this is sort of zeroing in on the property itself. We can see the location of the 2 kimberlites that we've discovered so far. They're both at the head at this really well-defined indicator train at the northern end of the property. So again, on this map, when we see these big red circles, those are indicator minerals that we've recovered from till samples that we've collected, and we use our knowledge of the glacial history to work our way back and ultimately to make a discovery. There's also a cluster on the property of positive results in the south that's a little bit more complicated. And we spent a lot of time this summer collecting another almost 450 till samples that are currently in the lab that are really going to stitch together those 2 areas, and we should really come up with some additional targets that we'll be able to evaluate as we go into next summer. In terms of the kimberlite itself, this is a photo of some of the drill core from ML8. Often when we talk about kimberlites, we look for those because they're these volcanoes that brought the diamonds up to the surface. So we'll talk about the mantle sample, because the diamonds, they form in the Earth's mantle, sort of 120, 150 kilometers below the surface. These kimberlites also bring up other mantle material, which we can see a lot more readily. So a lot of the orange and the red that we see within this photo are garnets that have come up from the mantle. So the kimberlite has effectively brought those minerals up. If diamonds are present, then it should have brought the diamonds up to surface as well. We also get things like this beautiful pyrope garnet that has olivine in it and ilmenite, and these are the sorts of minerals that we talk about when we talk about kimberlite indicator minerals. But as I mentioned, if they've come to the surface, then diamonds should come as well. The initial sampling we did at ML8 and announced last summer, the kimberlite is diamondiferous, and we have another 200 kilos of ML8 that's in the lab right now that we collected this past summer, and we're just waiting on getting those results that'll help us fill in this curve. And the key thing with these initial results is an indication that there's a bit of a coarser distribution, so with bigger samples we should start to see bigger diamonds. So way forward for Mel is a great photo. I like it because it shows the ocean in the background. We're not far from tidewater. We have diamond results and indicator mineral results that'll be coming. We'll be announcing those to the market over the next 8 weeks or so, and we'll also be looking to move towards more geophysics and drilling next year. We have an exploration camp on the project now, so we're really well positioned to keep moving the property forward. Naujaat is our more advanced project. It's one that we've been talking about for a while. It's a big kimberlite. It's located near the community of Repulse Bay, or Naujaat, right on tidewater. The kimberlite itself is only about 8 kilometers from the community, so we have no camp. Getting stuff there is cheap compared to getting into other more remote areas in the Arctic. And it's a large kimberlite that has potential for a very low strip ratio. Key things that we need to sort out now are overall size and the value of the diamond population that we're seeing, and it hinges on these orangey yellow diamonds that we see here. So just a couple of slides just to get an idea of size again. This is an estimate of the surface extent of the Q1 to 4 kimberlite. It's about 700 meters long on the one axis. The other axis of the kimberlite is probably about 550 meters long. It's a big body. With drilling, we've been able to show that the body does extend to depth down to 300 meters, and that's critical for us because it's kind of a sweet spot. For the body of this size, with its shape, if we can show that there's the kimberlite and the resource can be extended down to 300 meters below surface, we're looking at a strip ratio that's less than 3 to 1. 3 to 1 is an exceptionally low strip ratio for a diamond deposit in Canada. With some of the drilling that we did in 2017, we had 3 different holes that extended well below the existing geological model and down to 400 meters depth. So the kimberlite is down there. What we need to sort out now is diamond value. Everything hinges on these yellow diamonds. There's a photo of a couple of the diamonds here. I have some polished examples with me if you'd like to take a look at them. These yellow diamonds are unique globally. They're worth more money than a white diamond, and in the population that we see in this deposit, as we cover coarser and coarser diamonds, proportionately we're seeing more and more of these yellow diamonds. So to get a bigger sample, we need about 10,000 tons to prove up the value upside potential of these colored stones. The bulk sampling we've done so far has been by slinging out a little mini excavator. We work from town, we fill 1-ton mega bags, take them to town, and then ship them south. What we're really looking at to get 10,000 tons is a far bigger proposition. We need a road, and we've been working very closely with the community. The community wants to see a road there. The project is within the municipality, and so the community is in the process of permitting to build the road. It's in the process of identifying pools of money to help it build the road, and we should see that happening in 2019, and that helps us tremendously to be able to use that. We're looking at processing options where we'd be able to process the sample on site rather than shipping it south. There's been some real advances in diamond recoveries that we think we can take advantage of, and all of this we're also in parallel with that looking at non-dilutive ways to see that work done. So in addition to Naujaat and Mel, we also, as I mentioned earlier on, we have the 2 projects at Lac de Gras. Piku was the first discovery that we made in Saskatchewan. We just expanded our land position there last week. We'll be doing work on all of these projects as we move into 2019 and basically continuing to do all the things to move our entire portfolio of projects forward. And these are all the things that have led us to the successes that we've had over the last 6 years in making discoveries, and we're certainly poised to make more discoveries and to continue evaluating these projects. So I'll leave it at that, and then try and cram that into 90 seconds later on.
Yes.
Great, thank you.